table from the hardware restoration collection. Now, if you can see right here, this table right here, we can see comes in actually 3 different sizes, right? 48, 60, and 72 inches, right? So the idea is to create a family within Revit that can give me the 3 sizes of the table, these 3 different versions of the table. Now, the whole table is actually going to be the same. The only thing that is going to change is the actual top of the table. So the idea is to create a family, or to show you how to create a family with parameters that can give me different versions of the same family. So I guess it's also going to be, we're gonna use the table as an excuse for a master class for families. We're gonna review all the process on creating a family within Revit. So I guess at the end of the day, you should be able to pretty much work on any family with parameters. Okay, so that's the idea for today. Now, this is all what we have from this table. It's an actual picture. This is all what we have. So, and that's going to be very often the case, right? Designers usually don't give you blueprints, especially for furniture, right? When working in architecture, it might be a little bit different. You might get the blueprints, but also you will get a lot of sketches, not to scale. Some, if you're lucky, to scale, and pictures like this one. So the idea also today is to see how we can take this picture within Revit and see if we can scale this picture until we get this this picture into real life size, so we can use it. We can use the picture to trace some of the parts from my table. Okay, so we're gonna begin with that. We inserting this picture within the Revit family working environment. We're gonna see how we can actually scale this so it is a real life size picture, and then we're gonna see how we can trace it and create a family. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Now, what I'm gonna do is gonna save this on my desktop. So this is a pretty nice website. So if you right click on the picture, you immediately gonna get the option of save the image in your desktop or your working folder or whatever you need it. So once that's done, I've done that before, so I'm gonna start Revit. Now, for those that are not very familiar with Revit, or just started working, or you work in the project working environment and you are new to the family, so today we're gonna try to clarify some aspect about family creation in Revit. The one thing we need to understand before we start working is we need to understand that project is separate from families in Revit. Project mainly is to create buildings. This is where we're going to create buildings. And families is where we're going to create components. We call this working environment. And unlike an AutoCAD, in AutoCAD you pretty much can create anything, anywhere, at any point that you want. That's a good thing about AutoCAD, right? In Revit, it's not the case. If you're working on a building and then you all of a sudden find yourself in need of a component, like a furniture, like a structural element, a lighting fixture, or something like that, you're going to have to go out of the project working environment, open a family working environment, which is kind of like a different file altogether. It's like almost like a different software for you to understand. Open a family working environment and start working on your piece, and then import this piece into your project working environment, into your project. So even though it's the same software, the difference between the project and the family is almost like it is 2 separate softwares. General rules apply for both of them, but there's going to be a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of difference between project and families, and I cannot stress enough that you cannot create furniture inside a furniture component, but let's talk about furniture for now. You cannot create a furniture inside the project working environment, and you cannot create a building inside the family working environment. I think this is a very, very important point. Okay, having said that, we know we're going to be working on this table, so it's for us it's very clear we're going to have to go into the family working environment. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm working here with Revit. Right here is my families, and I have open new conceptual mass and something else here, the Autodesk SIG. So I'm gonna go for a new. Once I hit on the new, what I get in here is a series of templates, and as you can see, there are quite a few of them. Now, for furniture, you have one here, I believe. If you scroll, there you go, the furniture. But I'm not going to use the furniture. What I'm going to use is something a little bit more basic, and it's called the generic model. Let me see what the generic model is. There you go, generic model. It is right here. So I'm going to open my generic model. And this is how it looks like. Now, for those that are familiar with the project working environment, the place where we create buildings, you will notice immediately there's quite a few differences on the menu right here. It doesn't look anything like the project working environment. No chance you mistake this one from the project working environment. So also the working space looks a little bit different. So we are here. The first thing I wanted to do once I'm here is to set up my units. Let's say I want to work in millimeters. I think millimeters will go fine. Go UN for units, and this was set up already in inches, so I'm going to change this for millimeters. Millimeters is right here. That's my place. I'm going to leave this alone, so I'm going to hit OK in here. Area and all this stuff, I can change it, but I'm not going to be calculating any areas or anything like that, so it's just I'm going to leave it like that. I'm not going to bother with this one. What I'm really interested in is in the length, which is going to be in millimeters. So I'm hit OK, and now all of a sudden I'm working in millimeters. Okay, so next step is going to be to bring my picture inside the Revit, so I can use it as a reference, so I can trace it. Okay, so but I'm not going to bring it here. This is a reference level. This is a floor plan, so I don't want to bring it here. I want to bring it into the front view. So let me squeeze this a little bit. We have here, squeeze this a little bit here. Okay, so this is a floor plan, this is a ceiling plan. Ceiling plan, we're not going to need it. 3D view, probably yes. So right here, front elevation, right? Double click on it, and we have right here. Okay, so the next thing, I'm going to try to bring my pictures right here. For that, I'm going to go here in the insert tab on the top, create. The second tab is called insert, and then I have here the image, right? If I have a CAD file, very often you get a CAD file, you will go here, import CAD. Since we have a picture, let's just kind of go here, image. So go here. Now, I always tell my students that it's very important for you to read every single message that Revit present you. In this case, what it say basically is the imported image will not be visible in project. To improve performance, delete the image before saving the family. Basically what it says is, even if you put a picture here and then you bring this whole file into a project working environment, the picture is not going to appear on the project working environment. So basically what it's telling you is there's no point to bring the whole thing. So before to save this and before to import this into the project, you might want to delete the picture. Okay, so again, very, very important for Revit users to read and understand all the messages from Revit. Most of the time, they are very, very important issues. Okay, so we understand this one. We're gonna close this one. We anyway don't want the picture So we are fine with that. The next thing is I'm gonna look for my picture. I think I have somewhere here. I think it's this one. It's this one. It's this one. So I'm just gonna go open, and then I'm gonna place it somewhere. Try to place it right here in the center, but it really doesn't. It doesn't matter. There you go. So it's there. Okay. So let's go back to the web page. Let's see. Let's find out what is the size of the family and all this stuff. So if I go back here, all the tables, right? The height is 30 inches, right? 30 inches right here. So this is 30 inches, and this is also 30 inches. That means one thing. Let me see if we all understand what we are talking about here. That means that from here to here is 30 inches, right? That is what this is all about. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this picture, the one that I put in Revit, and I'm going to make this 30 inches. So once this is 30 inches, I believe this table is going to be in real life size. So I'm going to be able to start working, start tracing the values there, and the foot of the table and the rest. So that's gonna be our next point. We're gonna scale this picture within Revit. So let me go back to Revit, and I'm gonna work in millimeters. So let me see, 75. So I'm gonna make this 75 millimeters from here to here. So for that, we're going to use the scale tool. Let me select the picture. Once I select the picture, I'm going to hit the scale tool. Okay. So select the picture, go scale. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to describe this segment. So I'm going to click again, and now I'm going to give it the real size. The real size is 75 millimeters, 750, sorry. And now this table is real life.